Super insightful. Just to kind of build on this, one of the challenges, or one of the mistakes I often see a lot of people make, particularly in paid search, given yours is 95% of the budget, is that they try and exceed the ceiling of what search can deliver. There's obviously a finite amount of harvestable demand and search volume per month. So they reach that, whatever, 85, 90%, whatever the magic number is, search impression share, and they try to go beyond it, and then you exponentially increase your CPA. So I guess the challenge is, common sense, media mix. Let's just try and spend the most money into our top ROI campaigns and then kind of cascade down. I don't know if you've seen that in your own career, people trying to push beyond that ceiling.
Yeah, well, I think that's, as you go, the longer tail keywords and everything, intent drops, right? Like, of course, you're going to be on web design software, but you do drop intent as you go longer tail. I think we've been fortunate enough that we have a pretty solid demand outside the US as well. And so it was a big opportunity for us to start investing in those other countries, which meant that there was a lot more sort of crap to sow, I suppose. But it's true to say, this is why I had the conversation with the our head of finance and our COO, which is like, yes, this ROI is sustainable, but we're not going to keep growing at above 50% year over year as a company if we're just focused on maintaining an 8-month payback period. And so that's where the investing in these test campaigns, but also the brand is critically important. Like you ultimately do need to invest in the brand so that you kind of get in front of a broader audience, and you aren't just harvesting existing intent, you're creating intent. So that's what we need to do next.
One of the things I'm super interested in, a follow-up question, maybe it's a selfish question because obviously we're run paid media campaigns, but I'm really interested into, I always say one of the highest leverage things you can do is obviously with Google Ads is to lean into the automation, right? You want to feed the algorithms with the best quality signal you can. So obviously in your case, you have a lot of volume, which is great because we don't just want to optimize towards someone, entering in for a free trial. They give you email, they're in. We want to go as deep into the customer journey as we can. That's an indication of quality, right? And obviously you guys, I did the onboarding yesterday for Webflow. You have quite an in-depth onboarding, right? It's a complicated product. We're talking about building websites here. So how do you balance that kind of, basically what signal do you use in Google Ads that has the highest quality but also has the right volume?
Yeah, that's actually been a journey. When I started, we were using sign up and feeding that into the algorithm. And that was a mistake because, to your point, there's too many people that might be looking just for a website that will click and sign up to Webflow going, oh, I can build a website in Webflow and go look at it and assume that we're Squarespace. And they drop in. It's like, whoa, this is a development platform. This is for professional website builders. I'm like, well, screw that. Now we are trying to figure out a way to create an environment for them that is more easy to understand, but it's not our core market. So we shifted it to first time subscriber, meaning activated customer, somebody who's actually swiped a credit card and is paying. And we are fortunate that we have enough volume to feed that in, and that actually improved the campaign performance quite a lot. And so we're now on that. The one that we're now trying is in our more major markets we'll be able to do because we have more volume. Is we broadly speaking have 3 types of customer segments. We've got in-house teams who are designers or heads of design at a company like Webflow, right? Big opportunity. Agencies, big opportunity. They're a channel for us. And then what we call our DIY customers, who are people who want a personal site. Me, who I just want ShaneMR.com, just as a resume site. The DIY customers just aren't really a fit for us. Relatively poor retention. So even if they come in, they kind of churn off. And so now what we're trying to do, and today we're feeding first-time subscriber data back for all those 3. So you could have a campaign that's doing a lot of DIY that will still get Google, oh, we're doing a great job.
Because you have to self-select that in the onboarding process, right? So that because someone comes in and you ask them, got it, and then you bucket those off, got it. That's super smart.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And so we're looking at doing one of 2 things: either just feeding the in-house team and agency data back to Google, or applying a LTV weighting to the different first-time subs. So, hey, Google, you get 100 credit for in-house team, 75 credit for a agency, and like a 10 credit for a DIY because the LTV is like a tenth of the in-house team one. So we're kind of like playing with that right now. We're not feeding it back. We're manually looking at the split of those for our bigger campaigns, and then kind of putting our finger on the scale. Yeah.
Google is definitely pushing on the target CPA was the best bidding strategy for some time, and they've really started pushing on this target ROAS. In fact, somebody internally on Slack yesterday shared, I think Google, you got to take Google's numbers with a pinch of salt, but they said on average we see a 16% better ROI with campaigns that run target ROAS. So yeah, although I'm not necessarily sure I'm buying into the 16%, I do think there's a movement towards this more precise. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense.